Welcome back to Laughing in the Dark, the podcast where I hang out in haunted places with comedians. I'm your host, Sara Jones. This is another fixture in our Minisode series where I get the chance to talk to you about your ghost stories. For this Minisode, I talk to a woman who goes by two names, Minnie or Alabastra. Pick your favorite. This lovely lady had many fascinating encounters to share with me. Here's the call. I hope you love it.
Hello?
Hi, this is Sara Jones from Laughing in the Dark.
Right.
Hi, how are
Good
you?
to talk to you. Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What was your
wonderful.
what's your name?
Minnie?
Hi, Minnie.
You can also call... hi, Alabastra. Whichever.
Oh, so you go by Alabastra or Minnie?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whichever you feel right. Yes.
Okay. Which do you prefer?
Yes. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
You can call me Minnie if you like. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll call you Minnie.
All right.
How's your day going, Minnie?
Oh, it's going pretty fine, I should say.
Yeah? Where are you calling from?
I'm in San Francisco.
In San Francisco.
Yes. And so the weather is not too bad, really.
Oh, good. That's good.
But yeah, I've lived here a long time.
Yeah?
Yes. Long time. And you're in Oregon, correct?
Yes, I am. I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you are. Great. So how's your day going?
Oh, it's going good. I went to work and now I'm doing ghost story calls.
Yeah, that's really great. Yeah. It's interesting. Even though this is a very private matter, but it's nice to kind of talk about it every now and then. It helps.
Yeah, okay. So I have a website open here. You told my manager to send me a website. Is that right?
Yeah. The person who created this website was staying with me, and he created all that. I haven't even really looked at it myself very much, but it's been there, and he just insisted that I should have this website. So he did it for, he just sat there and just bam, bam, bam,
Nice. So for listeners, the website is alabastralight.com, right?
Yes.
So it's spelled alabastralight.com.
Yeah, absolutely. And so there it is, he saw what he saw, and I didn't say a word, so it's all his wording and his, what he really saw in that website, and he just went at it. And I was a bit hesitant, trying to, because it's a very private matter for me, and most people don't, of course, understand the concept. So I was just like, not really trying to be, I'm just kind of a private person. And so, but he, by the way, I'm also a musician. So he is a very great musician, actually. He was a very good musician, actually. And, so we had a lot in common. So he said, Minnie, you must share this. And I was being a little bit aloof, and I said, well, no, I don't, and he was very persistent, and I kind of like people who are persistent, because I had to be all my life to be where I am. I had to be very persistent and very, you just have to have persistence in life. Otherwise, nothing works. Nothing. So he was very persistent, and I kind of said, wow, because most people kind of give up and they go into their own rhythm and, into their own lives. And So he was just very curious, and he was just saying, "Oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, what's going on?" Every time he saw me in the living room and so on. So it all just happens right where I am, and that's part of the bigger picture where it all started very early, very early.
So what
and
what
it just
was
has
this?
grown into a phenomenon.
Okay. So what was this that started at an early age?
Well, really very early. Very early. When I was very young, I was always, you know, I was just never my age. I'm ageless and timeless. So as a very young kid, I was interested in older generations. So when I was in my teens, I had 30-year-old friends, not even 20, you know? Yeah. The older, they were more interesting to me because my age was just not fulfilling me. I mean, I had friends, they loved me. Yes, I'm very loved, you know, that's for sure. But, you know, the other side, people who are traveling and so on, which is a long story, but I'm in the process of apprenticeship. I'm into I'm into cultivation and organic roots. But nowadays, all this, like, I can't even transfer those photos that I've been telling you about. It's going to really blow you away.
What photo? I don't know about.
Can't even.
Anything you've talked to my manager about, I don't know about. I go into these ghost stories blind.
Yeah, well, about the ghost story. So I'm really bad with electronics. I can't transfer that into my computer because I have this little camera that I found. Huh?
You have a picture to show us?
Yes, I've taken a ton of pictures of you know the face on Mars, that big famous picture on Mars.
Of who?
Mars, on Mars.
Of
Mars. The planet Mars?
Yeah, the planet, not the god. Got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I have a ton of pictures like that are just right here in my living room.
Uh-huh.
From planets that are appearing, and I'm clicking in this, with the sun, of course, through the sun. These, like they come in hexagon too, hexagon colors, planet. Interesting. And I'm really excited, but I just have to find the right person to organize it for me in my computer, and then my God. That is like, I think that has never been done. I don't think anybody on this planet has what I have right now.
Wow.
Yes. And of course, as you can read my website, that they do transmit to me and they propagate to me. I'm really, 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 especially Moon is my best friend. And, but now to have it on pictures there, so that's real blessing, Sarah.
Is that so? These are pictures of spirits that you're talking to?
Not really. It's the pictures of the planets.
Okay.
And the faces, and they're all in the form of faces and multicolored faces.
I see.
Skeletons, eyes, faces.
Interesting.
And yeah, and they're all like looking at me, and my fingers, they reflect on me. The sun reflects on me.
Did you have a ghost story to tell me?
Yes. Happened in Kashmir in India.
Okay.
And I have two very top stories that I can talk about. One is Kashmir, and the other one is in Missouri, India, which is on the foothill of the Himalayas. What is it?
The Himalayas? Yeah,
Himalayas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So which one do you want to hear? I can tell you about Kashmir first, if you like.
Oh, whichever order you think sounds best. I don't know the stories.
I mean, they're both freaking amazing, I'm telling you.
Great. That's what I like to hear.
Oh, God. Yeah, so, okay, so in Kashmir, went motorbiking many years ago, and so drove to I think it was Dawn Lake, or something like in Srinagar, where they have houseboats. And so at this trip, I was by me and my friend, very close, man friend. We were traveling together. And I always sing, so I would be singing loud. There's a song that's called Epitaph, and that is by Greg Lake he passed away, but from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, but this is their very early stuff. And so I was singing this on top of my voice, and we were I was in the back of the motorbike, and we were going, and we were looking at this building that was kind of torn out completely, very ancient, and as I was looking to the right, it was kind of, I remember it was pinkish sort of color, and all of a sudden, I was pushed out of the bike, and I was singing the song. It's called Epitaph. You should hear it. It is an amazing song. It really is. I request you to listen to that song. And I was singing it from the top of my voice, and all of a sudden, we were blown away, both of us. And he fell on me, and we're going really fast, and on the curb, something pushed us. And so we fell, and I had a scar to show it on my left hand. So they took us to the village to sew me with needles and, thread, if you buy it. Because I was bleeding. And so that's how it got started. So when we came back to the houseboat, this older man who was, from the English wars and, amazing, smart, intelligent. Sometimes you just look at people and you see the intelligence in their face. They don't even have to say a word. So he was one of those guys, and he was really, his older fella. And so they heard. The whole town kind of heard about this. Because it's very, 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 it was just off the Intercontinental Hotel. I remember that. Because we went there for a drink. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not. And it was not very far from there. So this older man was trying to tell me where we were, what happened. So I was telling him, and I was kind of scared. And he said, well, were you singing? I said, yeah. And he said, well, you know what? They did this because you were singing. They're very jealous, or I'm not altogether very clear on exactly what he told me, but in the lines that, because you're singing. And he came up himself and he says, were you singing? I said, yes. So it all started from there. And then as we were going at night in the houseboat, these entities I was seeing them in the mirror, but it was crossing the mirror, like they had these old mirrors. But as they would go, then you wouldn't see them. And my friend also witnessed that. He's still alive, he's in Turkey now. And at nights when I would be sleeping, they would sit on me. And they would chatter me. And they would chatter and talk to me in the sense that, like you're coming in and out of, when you're kind of really scared, but you're not all asleep, you're awake, and that kind, do you see what I'm saying? And that.
Yeah. Kind of like sleep paralysis in a way? Or?
Yeah, and they're heavy, especially on my feet, my legs, and it's really heavy. So I'm just, every time this is happening, it's just like I'm trying to push them off, and then I'm looking, my friend is sleeping, and I'm yelling and I'm screaming and I'm saying, get up, and he can't. I thought he was dead or something, Mm-hmm. I mean, not dead, but I mean, he was too young to die, but I was like, oh God, why can't you wake up? So I'm getting up on him and I'm saying, get up. What's going on? and he was totally unconscious for hours on end.
Wow.
And I was not able, and I would wake up and I go and nobody's there because I think some Germans were on the other side of the boat and this went on for so long, and then, so it had to cut our trip short because of this phenomenon.
Yeah.
That was going on day in, day out. And it was just, everything was just like, they kind of possess you within inside where you really are not able to, free yourself.
Ooh, yeah.
And this is happening, when you're conscious too. So at night I wouldn't sleep. I had to take pills so that I would stay awake. It was that bad because I just couldn't deal with that trauma. It was a scary experience that they had to, I don't know what you call kind of exorcist.
Get an exorcist?
But they did their own thing. Yeah, they did their own thing, to try to get me free, but they weren't leaving me. And this old man told me, he said, they're not going to leave you. They're going to follow you.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the other story. Maybe, I can tell some other time, or, that it came so bad that we had to, because this motorbike was kind of a dream thing, to bike all the way, from this, it was really nice. But it became so bad and so horrific that my friend had to call his father in the embassy to wire him money and so on and so on and so on, so that we took a train ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were, it was that bad that you would either die on the road or you live and you take a train. So you can guess the rest.
Yeah.
How crucial that is,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so, so that was really quite amazing.
Yeah. So that was in, where did you say that one took place?
Serena, in Kashmir.
That was in Kashmir. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was in Kashmir. And a lot of stuff happened. I mean, these very tall figures, not half, but I mean elusive figures with, like maybe 12 feet high.
Wow.
But on the top of the 12 feet high, there were two big eyes looking at you.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Yeah, that was so spooky that I just couldn't take that. Maybe now I could really, after all these years, now maybe it's a bit different, but...
You'd be a little more open to it now?
But then it was unbearable. It was just unbearable. I just thought, oh my God, am I, it was affecting psychologically, it was kind of crucial. But now in retrospect, it was just,
an experience.
Yeah, just like everything else. Yeah. So now I'm a little bit more used to it, but the latest things are very, very crucial. Dynamics that I'm encountering. So I live with all this, Sarah, and I'm sure, since you're doing this, you know about it.
Yeah. I'm learning more and more every day, I swear.
But yeah, of course, we always learn, this is really incredible. But, I was talking to a guy who was telling me about these phenomena, that I have in the camera. Just you should try to share it with secureteam.com. That's some secure 10 or something, and all. And he says, yeah, you should share it because people don't tell they don't tell us what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people don't want to share it.
No. And also, they don't tell us there's a lot going on. I'm telling you, I have encountered E.T. right here. That's mine.
Yeah.
It's, and imagine with a little camera, a cyber camera. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if I had a Zoom camera or something, what will happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
Phew. So these are the things that I think we're entitled to have to understand why we're here and the reasons around us, because what we're told is not true. What I've been, it's like the older I get, the more I find out that, my God, this is all like, this is all a lie. Everything we were taught and everything we were told.
What do you think is a lie?
Well, what they tell us out there, that this is how it is. But I think you have to find your way of finding out how things are.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's the sheeple thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to, I have to find out things for myself. If I go through things and find for myself, I'm at better state of mind or peace, whether wrong or right, but you've been telling you've been learning everything that was really, there is life out there. Why aren't they telling us?
Yeah.
We should know. We should know that it's out there and they want to contact.
Are you talking about like aliens?
Yeah, the planets, not aliens. Words are words. I'm talking about the stars and the moon. They want to communicate with us.
Oh, yeah.
They're our guardian. They want to have, they're part, they're all very coexistent, and then also this phenomenon of triangle is very important.
The triangle?
Which I've caught a lot of it. Yeah, they send a lot of triangles. Yeah, they're all in triangles, so I've just really, that they're all the same, they speak the same language. The moon, the stars, and the sun. They're all the same vibes, the same projection, the same language. And they're communicating,
Yeah, I hadn't heard that before, but that's interesting.
I know. Yeah, Sarah, now you're hearing it, and I said it.
You did. So what was the other ghost story that you had? It was somewhere else.
Oh, my God. Yeah, the other one was in Missouri.
Missouri, India. In the Himalayas, yeah?
Yeah, in the foothill, absolutely. Yeah, Kashmir is not so. You can see it from the distance and all, but we're talking about in the foothill. Amazing place. And so I traveled with my friend, and we were very new, kind of, very, very young age, whatever, that kind of love or whatever you call it, okay? And so we really, really wanted to be by ourselves. So we, again, went on motorbike, checked into this beautiful chalet kind of a little house. It's just crazy. And beautiful place. You can't really drive a car, you have to take a mule or, a horse or motorbike and bicycles and things like that, or walk. So we went there, and
how did you get there? Did you take a horse?
Motorbike, yeah. We just on a motor, yeah.
Oh, that's
motorbike travel, yeah. Because it was just something that that had to be done. It was just a dream. Going to Taj Mahal or whatever. We went there too. But that's another story. But anyway, I have a lot of stories. But these two are, they're just. I even talked to my friend not too long ago in Turkey, and he was remembering. He didn't remember one part of it because he was unconscious on this trip, but he remembers everything else.
That seems to be a theme in these two stories: people getting unconscious.
I'm telling you, this is weird. But I was conscious because I don't know. It was a love and hate thing. I don't know. It's love and hate. But anyway, this Missouri is amazing. And so then, next day, all of a sudden, so we were 7, 8, 9. So 7 people from, friends, like more, very kind of cream of the crop or whatever. They showed up. We wanted to be alone, okay? I mean, just one time we wanted to be alone, especially me. I mean, I'm a loner to begin with. So they came up, and it got too much for the hotel and everything, 7 crazy people. And so my friend who had connection with the embassy called his father, and then we just loved it. I even had a job that I just didn't want to come back to the city, even though, I was on a work visa, and I had, I took such a huge chance by not going back. I said, even then I was a rebel. I said, forget this. I'm not going back. Even I was going to get fired, and I had a very good job,
Oh, no, yeah.
So I took a chance. Yeah, I mean, I took a chance at that time. People don't see the trouble with us is the trouble with people is that they are not taking chances. If you don't take chance in life and go a mile further, things don't happen. It's humdrum, and you just stay in a humdrum life.
Yeah,
but I just recall, that forget it. I'm going to get fired, so be it. Let's stay here because this was amazing. I knew that I'll never get this back in my life. Never.
Yeah.
So we stayed, and so now 7 people, there were 9. And I said, my God, what's going on? So what are we going to do? So my friend contacted his father, and he had this guy who I even remember his name until today. And he contacted him, whose uncle had a castle, old stuff, on top of because this was a regiment place, it was an English army. I think it was created by an English regiment man, so it, he says this is an old English mansion, so you guys can go and stay there, and they brought us some things to sleep on, and it's just like but that was the best thing we could get because 7 people were not, it was just getting too much now, and we can't turn our back on them. So we all went to this house that was, the guy who gave us the house said, look, guys, I am not going to recommend this place. And he was from there, his uncle, and he was born and raised there, okay, in Missouri. He says, listen, I'm not going to recommend this place to you guys. This place is haunted.
Oh.
This place has very awkward stories. I'm not even going to go there at night, which, we had to walk him back one night, all 9 of us, because he wouldn't walk alone. Mm-hmm. And this is all I got. So take it or leave it. And I was the first one to say, take it. I was always kind of the leader. I was always
like, I'm already going to get fired. I'm going to go check it out.
Yeah, right. I'm getting fired anyhow. Yeah, right.
Might as well get haunted too.
Yeah, let's get haunted. Yeah, let's get screwed. Yeah.
Sounds like me. I like it.
I love it. Oh my God. Yeah. Everyone else was, like looking through the half glass, full glass, and I'm just saying, no, we're going to stay. So take it. I was really excited. The rest are looking at each other, I said, no, I'm going to stay. You guys can go. So we stayed, and I remember very clear that in the daytime we did all the work and had fun and, taking the stuff down. And now this is on top of the hell, where, like these English mansions, they're kind of, they have the front are all paved on top of the hill. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of things. And then the mansion is built on it, but there's a yard, huge yard in front of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that kind of stuff, yeah, with an iron gate at the bottom, and you have to walk. But the place is falling apart. Everything, there is just no window. I don't forgot what the hell it was.
Like it used to be beautiful, but now it's kind of falling apart.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably still beautiful.
1700. Huh?
It was probably still beautiful, though, just kind of decaying.
Oh, yeah. To me, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
To me, it was, firsthand.
Like
I was so happy. But, built in 1700, whatever, 18.
Whoa.
And So we went and I just walked in, and those stairs that goes up, and then these spider webs, and then things were creaking. We walked in, things were creaking in and out, and the doors were slamming and closing, and and the
by
daytime.
themselves.
Oh my God! And this guy, his name was Piraj, and he was saying that. See, I told you, and he was always like next to me, because he knew I was the instigator, right? So he was always, following me. He says, Minnie, I told you, and it's still early for you guys. This is 10 o'clock in the morning. And I said, that's fine, So, and people were coming when they were taking in things, like beds and this, that. They were saying that the doors were getting locked on them, and then they had to pound. And then we had to open the door for them because all of a sudden the door closed and it couldn't open. Those kind of stuff. So it went on and on and on and on. And then came the night. Oh my God. I have never been so scared in my life. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm a daredevil. I'm like, I'm not the daredevil to like fly from the sky or, you know what I'm saying? I'm not those kind of sporty type,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a daredevil in the spirit. I'm like, give it to me, show me.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
that I'm that kind of person, but I'm not I'm not going to jump off and I do planes and I don't like heights and stuff. But anyway.
Me neither. Wow, we have so much in common.
Isn't that great, Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so all these things are coming and going and coming and going, and I can feel it. And I can feel that the air is as thick as wreck. And I could see, I swear to God, I swear to music, that as you walk in, you can almost the air was so thick that you could almost have to push your way in. I don't know how to explain this.
Through the air.
I've never, since then, I had to walk through things. I had to float almost. Oh my God. So came the night, and I was so scared that the stars were as big as this house, the house that I'm living with. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Each star was as big, and it was so scary to look up in the mountain. I mean, it's like, so I couldn't look. I was scared. So my friend was hugging me, and I was like so scared, I was kind of shaking, and I'm saying, I can't look at this guy. And he's saying, no, you can. It's okay. So I'm, like a, little kid, was just kind of peeking, and I was looking at the sky, and I was even more scared of the stars and all these beings and all these things, that maybe it was the altitude. I don't know what it was. So it was scaring me.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it was all of a sudden, this girl who was a model for Lux soap, a very beautiful girl, like she was a model for soap.
Oh, okay.
So she was a very beautiful girl, what I'm trying to say. And gorgeous girl. And she just came running, and she just held me tight. She says, Minnie, I saw my mother.
Oh.
I saw my mother. And her mother is dead, and she's just running to all of us, and she's screaming.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh the mother was, why my mother is here, and I don't think anybody was really that high or anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I should say it was innocent. And compared to what's going on now, it was really innocent, I think. And so, I'm saying, is this girl drunk or what's going on? Because she was really out of it. So that was her, I think her name was Zareen, I think, if I remember right.
Wasn't she glad that she saw her mom?
Yeah, she saw her dead mom. And
but wasn't she happy, or she was freaked out by it?
No, she was scared, freaked out. That's what I'm saying, but people get freaked out about things like that,
Yeah.
But for me, I don't think I would have freaked out like that. I mean, she was like, I didn't know if it was it was attention or, what. What in the world? I don't know. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know,
I don't know what I would do. I think I would be happy to see if I saw my dad died. If I saw him, I'd probably be stoked. But maybe it'd be scary. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. At that time, I had my parents, but I didn't get why this was like, big drama. So we have to calm her down, and she's going into fits and all this. Somebody else is coming, oh my God, somebody pinched me, and somebody's coming and saying, oh, the door slammed. I mean, a chaos. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so this I have to admit that 9 of us were there, okay? Mm-hmm. With 9 of us, and also the guy who, because he was helping us, whose uncle had the house, right? The guy I told you? Mm-hmm. He also, when it became 4 or 5 o'clock, he says he can't walk alone. So he waited for us to get everything done and eat and everything, and then walk into town. Can you imagine that? Mm-hmm. So he was there too, and so now this is the most amazing part that I can tell you from all my experiences in this life. This what I'm going to tell you is one of the most amazing things that has ever happened to me, and I've been all over this world. Now, so we were going. So every time people were going to the bathroom, they were coming out and fainting, like epilepsy, or like epileptic, or they were going like really fainting, that kind of stuff. So I said, oh my God. So I was holding up to go to the bathroom, and I was saying, oh my God, this, because you're on that verge of like madness.
Yeah.
Total madness, chaos. Mm-hmm. That I said, well, I'm going to party some, I'm not going to go there. But I had to, eventually. So when I went to this bathroom, I'm very private, and I don't want people standing there, right. And this thing. But, Sarah, I heard the most horrific, and I'm getting gooseflesh as I'm telling you now, noises of the dead.
What kinds of noises?
Oh my God, I'm getting gooseflesh all over my head, in my back right now. There was a cry of dead people you have never heard. You can never make that up. The only time you can make it up is if we go back and visit it.
Yeah.
I don't think you can make that up anywhere. I don't think any computer or anything that I've ever heard in movies, and I watch a lot of scary movies, used to, that it was so organic. It was from the pits of the pits.
Oh.
There was crying of gazillion people. And then, oh God, and then we realized that there's a huge graveyard at the bottom of this castle.
Yeah.
And so you could look, and I looked. I had to, this was like, my God, I had to look. And I saw these stones, I saw this graveyard. So it was so horrific that every time anybody was going out to the bathroom, they had to accompany, 9 people would accompany you to go and take a pee.
Oh, man.
It was that horrific. Yeah, you couldn't stand a single minute of it. You couldn't because you hear these people who died in pain. I mean, I'm sure, they were, this is a regiment, and come to think of it, if you look at the history of it, mm-hmm. And all these the English graveyard, because, Indians, they burn themselves.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, so these are graveyards of English. Oh my God. It was like from the pits of the pits of the pits. I mean, cries that was like, person, like let's say thousands and thousands of people crying. It was that loud.
Wow.
And it was coming from the bathroom side. Yeah.
Oof.
So that was the most horrific thing that I encountered, which was, I cannot explain it. And so when this guy who said I have to go home to my wife and so on, because he had to wait, because he dare not leave at 5 o'clock, right?
Right.
Because he said now the sun is down. As soon as the sun goes down, things happen. He's going to get hurt.
Oh man.
And so all of us, had to take this Pirage guy to his town, because we had to walk to town.
Yeah.
And then all of us came back, 9 of us. Yeah. We were like, sheep, like sheep, following each other. Yeah, because we had to. And so never slept naturally, sitting there and shivering.
No, I don't imagine.
And yeah. And so all night long, there was nonstop. Candles will go out because we bought like a ton of candles because there's no electricity,
Yeah.
And candles were going out.
Oof.
And then when we try to light it, it can't light. I mean the total darkness because there's no light anywhere in the miles around.
Right.
So you guess there is. Yeah. So that was really, and when we came back, then coming back, they were following us. Then I told you that, it came to a point. So from then, my friend and I came back to trying to get back to town, to go to the city, which was New Delhi. But on the way, we were on the motorbike. So, and they have these very, very round, those very small little roads that go around, that cars can't go, So, those hilly places, you have to go down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're very narrow as can be. So we came, and all of a sudden, my friend said, stop the motorbike, and he says, I'm sick.
Uh-oh.
I said, what? What do you mean you're sick? The guy was perfect. We ate a beautiful breakfast, whatever it was, I forgot. But I said, what? What do you mean? We got to get going. We got to get out.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I can't. He just parked the car, and he just said, I can't. And this guy's a strong guy, he's with Minnie. Can you imagine? He said, yeah. And I said, no, you can't be. It's not possible. We got to go. He just said completely not. So now again, as the sun is setting, and this is another night of horrific because we're coming back and on the way back. So we came across a hotel, which was again on top of a hill somewhere. And there's only one caretaker. I swear to God, you've seen the movies like Dracula and stuff like that. To that kind of tune. He's holding not candle, but they have these lamps.
Lanterns.
And lanterns, yes. And so because there's no electricity there, so we're just like and this guy is really weird looking. Wow. Kind of a really creepy looking. He comes out of the end, and I said, "Is there anybody else here?" Because I know my friend is going hurry. And so I'm now, Minnie. It's you have to control it. You have to take control now. So I'm asking this innkeeper, and I say, "Well, who else is here in this hotel? Huge, massive hotel."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Nobody." I swear to God, nobody's here. I said, you have no guests? He said, no. I said, do you have anybody else here? He says, no, just me alone. And he's in one corner of this whole gamut. Oh my God. So I'm seeing that my friend is going down. Just in Kashmir. Remember I told you?
Mm-hmm.
They're playing with me. I'm very likable. That's why the spirits in the world out there like me, not the human being I'm talking about, talking to the world out there, because I'm very intriguing. So they were just knocking my friend down and down and down, or maybe they don't really like him. So whatever. So this guy is just like looking at me, no English. I don't speak the language. What the hell is going on? So he says, well, I take you guys to your room. I'm looking at my friend, he's sweating, and he is delirious. I'm telling you, within hours, perfect guy is going delirious.
Yeah.
He can't talk. He's totally paralyzed. So I'm carrying him with this guy, and we're going to this room. And this guy is taking us, I'm just begging, and I'm saying, no, just take us to a corner where there's just, close to you on the first floor. But this weirdo is taking us all the way to the second, third floor, and I'm walking and walking and walking, and it seems forever. And he takes us to the very corner room, and there's thunder and lightning, and and all of a sudden everything was shaking. All of a sudden the earth went crazy. Mm-hmm. The skies started thunder. Everything was perfect, blue sky, and thunder, and so he's not responding to me. He's like, a zombie, a real zombie. So he's taking me to this room, gazillion miles away from anything. And we're going, and there's a bed, so my friend falls, and he's shaking. Now, when I talked to him last year or so, he said that he didn't remember this episode.
Oh, yeah, because he was unconscious?
Because he said, because he was so delirious, he cannot remember it. He remembers everything else. But, oh my God, so anyway, so he's shaking and shaking and shaking. And I asked for blankets for this guy, so... and there was blankets, so I'm putting myself on top of him, and I'm holding him and all, and I'm shaking with him.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's just totally, just abnormal, just abnormal. And so that was another horrific night of my life that I was like, I wanted the sun so badly to come up. I was so scared, and I couldn't sleep. So in the morning, my friend was fine. Just like, oh, what happened? Just like that.
Whoa. Yeah.
What happened? Mm-hmm. Why are we here? What's going? Oh my God. So then we came back. We got on the road again, and they were messing with us. See, there's some spirits follow you. Some leave you alone. They were following us. It came to a point that our dream of motorbiking came to an end when he had to call his father to send him tickets. Remember I told you?
Yeah.
That had to go by train.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
all that dream, because they were throwing us off the bike. So you could fall, million miles down the Rocky Mountains.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that was it. At the end, he had to telegraph his father. Because there was no money left, just expenditures that never expected.
Yeah.
And couldn't go with the motorbike. So we had to put the motorbike took the train like two sheep, back to town. Right? Yeah.
But he was fine after that night? It was just that one night? Just
one night, yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, just one night. But they knocked him, and they were, so every time we were going around the corner, from the mountains, we were scared that we would fall because they were pushing us.
Mm-hmm. The spirits were pushing you away, kind of?
Yeah, they were pushing us. Yeah, I was getting pushed. He could feel it. I could feel it. So that's why we put the things in the train. Otherwise, why would we? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did. I think, we thought, hey, this is... So, yeah, I have stories like.
Wow, well, that is amazing. Thank you for sharing your stories.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, well, I hope someday you come to San Francisco or I go there and we meet.
Absolutely. I would love to go to San Francisco. Thanks so much for your call, Minnie, or Alabastra. If you're interested, be sure to check out her website, alabastralight.com. If you have a great ghost story, we want to hear from you. Email us at litdarkpodcast@gmail.com. We might want to put you on the show. By the way, we have some exciting news. I've been invited to perform at my first ever live show of Laughing in the Dark. It's pretty last minute, but if you're in the Portland area and want to see us live, you can find me and a few comedians featured on this show at Kelly's Olympian downtown on September 7th at 10:30 p.m. It should be a great time. I'm actually far more horrified to be on stage than I am of any haunted places I've ever been. Go figure. As always, thank you so much for listening.